All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. You're listening to us live on MSP Waves Radio, hosted by the Minnow Support Project, a community of Steemit users who are dedicated to helping newcomers to the Steem blockchain achieve success through community building, networking, and mutual support. I'm DJ Damashii, also known as Rodeo670 on Steemit, and you're tuning in to the 14th live broadcast of the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in to the previous 13 episodes of this Steem-related EDM radio show, and thank you, of course, to everyone who's tuning in right now. Before I begin, I do have to inform you guys that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. Alright, so, as those of you who have been tuning into my show know, I do like to start it off with a song. So let's jump right into it, and I'm going to play you guys Arcade by Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, that was. Oh my god, I just had my. That was Arcade by Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike. Before I continue, I just wanted to say thank you again. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in right now. I really appreciate you guys being here. I see that Aggroed is here. Thank you so much for being here, Aggroed. I see that Rebel Dan is here. Black Libertario, Crimson Clad, Graylin, M1, Pashish Mena, Rondon, Robo Raver, Scuzzy, Soundwaves, Photon, and Stacy Jean. And as well as everyone else who's tuning in through other avenues, wherever you may be tuning in from tonight, I really appreciate you being here. All right, so this show tonight is it's kind of something that came up in my life recently, and I realized that I should probably kind of talk about this subject as well on my show. It's kind of related to the subject matter of the last episode, in the sense that I will be talking about like how we can find healing and transformation through the EDM, through the EDM scene. So anyway, before I do go into all of that, I want to talk real quick about this show that I went to last night. So there's this artist called Midas. And he's on a tour right now, and he stopped through Salt Lake last night, and it was phenomenal. It was amazing. I have zero complaints about anything that went on last night. The people, the supporting talents that he had, Party Nails and Prism were amazing as well. And I went to this show actually because I had like a lot of. It's been a rough week for me, basically, and kind of I feel like life kind of like had been shitting on me for a little while, for a few days, and everything kind of came crashing down on me, and I was just feeling really weighed down, and I didn't really know like what to do, and I needed a release from it all. I needed to find some way to some outlet for it, I guess you could say. And so I went to the show last night with some of my friends in my rave fam, and wow. As soon as I got there and started dancing to the music and just started having the time of my life, it was as if, none of the stuff that had been weighing me down even existed anymore, honestly. And it was amazing because just through the power of dancing and the music that I was hearing and feeling through my body, it was almost as if I was able to like really transmute all of that, like that funk that's just been weighing me down. And so I woke up this morning feeling amazing and feeling like refreshed and renewed. Like, I mean, I don't know. It might be that I looked out the window too and saw that the sun was shining bright and it was warm outside and like it finally feels like spring today. But yeah, it might be a combination of all of that. Who knows? But all I know is I woke up today after, raving my ass off last night and I felt amazing. So, that's just something I felt like sharing and starting off the show with tonight. So let me play you guys another track. This one is let's see. This one is called Haze, and it's by Prism. And Prism again is one of the acts that was there for support for Midas last night, and that's Prism spelled PRXZM. So here you go. Here's Haze. All right. Once again, everyone, you are tuning in to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio, and you just heard Haze by Prism, and that's Prism spelled Prxzm. All right. So, tonight, let's see, where was I? So, I really wanted to talk about this stuff tonight, actually, as well, because this whole, like negative stereotype stigma thing came up again in discussion with one of my friends, and actually also not just with one of my friends but actually some of my family members, and you know, as you guys probably all know, as soon as anything rave related comes up, you know, people who have no idea what the scene is about or have never done it before, the very first thing that they come up with is like, oh, well, you guys are just like, you know, doing drugs and you know, partying your asses off and forgetting about everything and being irresponsible kids or whatever. Which, I mean, you know, that's obviously that kind of stuff does happen. It had to have come from somewhere for people to get that idea. But I really, you know, going back to the original idea behind this radio show and behind my blog here on Steemit, I really, you know, am trying to put forth this serious effort to combat those stereotypes and to really try to get rid. Well, I mean, I don't know if we'll ever be able to get rid of that stigma that's attached to our scene, but you know, I really hope so someday. I'm optimistic, right? But yeah, so I really wanted to discuss this, and like I said, it's kind of related to the last episode, because the last episode also kind of, you know, was part of this whole effort to combat that stereotype and to really try to squish that stigma that's attached to our scene. And yeah, because I feel like that stigma, you know, it kind of pushes people away, and like people who have no idea what the scene is about. If that's all they hear about our scene, then they're not even gonna want to try it out, you know, because they're gonna be like, oh, well, I don't want people to think that I do drugs or whatever, you know, and that's really not what the scene is about at all. Like, yes, there is an aspect to the scene that incorporates that kind of stuff, but not everyone does it, first of all, and two, that's not like the main, ooh, excuse me, that's not the main purpose or the main like central I don't know, aspect of the culture, I guess I could call it. So it's you know, it's pretty intense, I guess. So Graylin says he disagrees 1,000%. Yeah, you can disagree if you want, dude. I really it's whatever. People have their own opinions, you know. Like I said, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen at raves. It would be stupid of me to say that none of that stuff happens. What I'm saying is that is not the only thing that happens. What I'm saying is that's not the main thing that happens. What I'm saying is that's not what the scene is about. And Graylin, the reason why you see so many uneducated people doing drugs in the rave scene is because those are the very people who come to the rave scene and their only idea of it is that, oh, it's a place where I can go to do drugs and get fucked up and forget about the world and party my ass off. And that is why I'm doing this radio show, and that is why I write my blog, because I want to try to, like, change that about newcomers to the scene. I really feel like it starts with education. We really have to educate the people who are not familiar with our scene and what it stands for and what it's all about. And that's I mean, you know, really, what else can I say about that, right? So, hey Tanner, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. And with that said, I'm gonna play you guys another track. This one is called Front to Back by Buku. And we're back. Once again, everyone, that was Front to Back by Buku. Alright, so, let's see, where was I? You're listening to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio, by the way. Yeah, so, going off of this subject of, like, how we can find transformation through the rave scene. So, basically, society, as we grow up and the society that we grow into, society places us into these boxes, right? And we grow into these sort of like facade identities as a result of that. We hide away our true selves in favor of this false face that we present to others, as a result of being placed into these boxes, by the society that we grow up in. It has a very negative effect on society as a whole when everybody is just fronting to each other and nobody wants to be their real selves. That kind of like, I feel like that's the reason behind a lot of the disconnect that we're getting in society today, and why people aren't as united as I wish we could be, because people are too busy putting forth this fake persona for other people to digest instead of just being who they really are and being their real selves. And so, oh god, Claiborne just posted a meme of me of my. I recently got a haircut, and yeah, so Claiborne is he's in the audience and he likes to make memes of us. So anyway, Agro said that song that just played front to back describes how to wipe a baby that just shat itself. Oh, I gotta love the audience chat, man. The audience chat is always an entertaining place to be. Anyway, where was I? So, yeah, so everybody is always so busy putting forth this fake persona, and we're all meeting each other with these fake personas, and it's just this like hodgepodge of fake people being fake to each other, because that's what we were taught, that's the society that we grew up in. We're all just being fake to each other, and that's why we can't really find this real human connection to each other, and it makes us feel so alone in this world, because we feel like we can't really reach out to people and just be ourselves, and it kind of sucks, honestly. um So, anyway, actually, my throat is starting to get really dry. I keep forgetting to drink water on these musical breaks. So, I'm going to play you guys another song, and I'm going to drink some water real quick. But this next song actually is a song by Midas, who I went to go see last night. And it's actually one of my favorite songs on his new album, Till the End. This one is called By My Side. And I hope you guys like it, because I love it. It's amazing. It's such a great song. So here you go. This is By My Side by Midas. See, again, I got so carried away by that song that I almost forgot it was almost ending. Um, it tends to happen to me a lot on this show. I get so into the music, guys. It's that's the power of music, you know. So I love it. That's like I said. I love that song so much. It came on last night. I was so happy that Midas dropped this track last night. Yeah, it's I'm just yeah, it's a really good song. I hope you guys liked it as much as I do. So anyway, where was I? So this rave scene that that I'm a part of, and that I really wish everyone could be a part of. Honestly, it's just so powerful. Before this song, I was talking about how everybody's like operating on this base level of like being fake with each other, because that's what we that's all we know is how to be fake to each other, because that's the society that we've grown up in. So in the rave scene, however, there's this like, I don't know, uncanny, unparalleled power that the rave scene has to really help us overcome that mentality of fakeness, and really a lot of it has to do with Plur. Honestly, peace, love, unity, and respect. Specifically, peace. And Plur really can inspire people to feel like, I don't know, kind of liberated, or free to shed those outer layers of fakeness, and really just kind of present themselves as they are. And that's something that I really feel is like one of the most beautiful things about the rave scene, is that you're literally free to be yourself, and there's nobody there. I mean, maybe people are still judging you. I don't know. Me personally, I've never had an issue, where people make me feel like I'm judged for whatever reason at a rave. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. And so, the rave just really has this amazing power to shed those walls that we put up, and tear down our facades. I really love that. I really appreciate that about this scene. It's it's see, I'm so like captivated by this notion that I'm kind of at a loss for words sometimes. It's the power of the rave just really, it just takes everything that you've known about life, everything that society has taught you is real, and is normal, and it kind of just shatters everything with like the heaviest sledgehammer you can think of. It's great, So with that, God, I feel like I should be talking a little more, but at the same time, I feel like I talk way too much. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to find that balance, guys. So, sorry either way if I talk too much, or if I'm not talking enough and playing too much music. Although, I don't really think people would complain about too much music. So, yeah, I'm gonna play you guys another song now. This one is called... Oh, this one is actually a classic, in EDM. I really love this song. It's such a beautiful song. Very calming, very peaceful. This is called "Castles in the Sky," and it's by Ian Van Dahl. All right. Such a classic song, guys. Again, that was Castles in the Sky by Ian Van Dahl. And you're tuning in right now to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. All right. So, before that song, I was talking about how, how the rave scene really has this amazing power to really tear down the walls that we've built up over the years, and really kind of smash these fake personas that we put out for other people to see. And the thing about this fake version of ourselves that we put out to people, we put out this fake version of ourselves because it's what we think other people think we're like. So it's like this weird kind of like echo chamber mirrory thing where like we're only giving these people a reflection of what we think they think we're like. And it's there's a term for it actually in philosophy, if I can remember what it's called. I believe, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% certain, but I believe it's called the looking glass self. And so there's this concept in philosophy that, basically exactly what I just explained. Nobody is really their true selves in public because we've grown up in this society where, we're basically taught to hide our feelings and hide who we really are, to try to fit in with society. And then so we get all these ideas of what the ideal person is like through the media that we're exposed to when we're growing up. So we watch all these movies and TV shows, and we see these magazines and stuff about, like, specifically for men specifically, especially, we have this kind of like media induced picture of what a man is supposed to be like, or what it is to be manly or masculine in the world. And so that's like the concept that we roll with, and that's what we try to be like, because that's what we think other people want to see from us, because that's just how our brains have been kind of programmed essentially by the media that we're exposed to, and the media that we absorb. And so it, like I said earlier in the show, this whole looking glass self phenomena, it really causes a huge disconnect among the human race, I feel, because everybody's here, everybody's connecting, but we're not actually connecting because we're not being our true selves. Instead of ourselves connecting with each other, it's this, like, fake self that's connecting with each other. And so it's kind of like an avatar, I guess. We have these fake avatars that connect with each other, but in reality, the person behind those fake avatars, or the people behind those fake avatars, are not connecting on an actual, real, true human level. And so it's very sad, in my personal opinion, that this kind of stuff is prevalent and is the dominant operating system of society today. And that's why I'm doing all this work to really push this this notion of how raves can really heal society, heal us, first of all, personally, individually, and how the transformation of society will come after each of us individually have been transformed ourselves. And I honestly, truly, personally, 100% believe that we can find that transformation and that healing through the rave. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, and this is why I talk about it so much, and this is why I'm on this radio show, and this is why I love talking about raving, guys. I'm sorry. So anyway, I feel like I've been talking for a little while, so I'm going to play you guys another track. This is by someone called Trivecta, who I've never heard of Trivecta until just recently, this past week, actually. And his music is amazing. If you guys haven't heard of Trivecta, I really encourage you guys to check out his music, because it is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, without further ado, here is Believe by Trivecta. All right, we're back. Once again, everyone, you're tuning in to The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii on MSP Waves Radio. And you just heard Believe by Trivecta. Like I said, such good music. If you guys haven't heard of Trivecta, I highly encourage you to check out his music because I think honestly his stuff is so good, and it's some of the stuff in the EDM community right now that's it's not getting as much exposure as I believe it should be getting. Oh, I just said Believe, and the title of the track is Believe. Haha. Anyway, so let's see, where was I? Blah blah blah. Yeah, I just want to say thank you again for everybody who's tuning in right now. You guys are all awesome, and I really appreciate you guys being here, and taking the time, 2 hours out of your Wednesday night to be here with me and to listen to me talk about the EDM culture and about raving and how, how it's probably not what you thought it was, So anyway, before I go into my next segment, I do just want to remind everyone again that that MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on The Dancing Dreamers with DJ Damashii is provided for educational and informational purposes only. Alright, so I mentioned earlier that a key role in changing that mentality of putting up a front for other people is PLUR, peace, love, unity, and respect. Specifically, primarily peace. And so, like, people who are exposed to PLUR, and I just said exposed to PLUR as if it's like some virus. Anyway, people who go to raves and who learn about PLUR and who learn what it's about, and really internalize the lessons of PLUR, they get reinforced, it reinforces this notion that it's truly okay to be ourselves and to present that true self to our friends and to the world, to the people that we encounter. It's very, it's such a relief. When for me personally, when I go to a rave, it's such a relief for me to know that I'm free to just be who I am. Like, I don't have to put up any fronts for anyone, like, regardless of who I'm with. It's not just when I'm by myself or when I'm with, friends or whatever. Regardless of who I'm with at a rave, I feel completely 100,000% comfortable being exactly who I am. And prolonged exposure to this mentality within the walls of the rave, if you go to a raves long enough and often enough, frequently enough, it starts to really kind of overwrite your default programming from society of like, oh, I have to put up a front and not be myself around the people that I meet. Because really that's rooted in fear, honestly, that mentality of wanting to put up a front. It's rooted in fear, and it's this fear that society teaches us that, oh, well, everyone's out to get you and everyone's out to judge you, so you should try to just, put up this front that you're being successful and you're a hard charging big baller kind of like successful dude. But like, for me personally, what the magic of the rave, honestly, is that not only do our walls come down, but also our flaws come out. Like, we become so comfortable with the people that we're with at a rave that we go into these subjects that we normally would not dare to discuss out in public. Like, for instance, past traumas or like, I don't know, suicide attempts, stuff like that. Like, it's very, because that's not the kind of stuff that you would just randomly tell a stranger that you meet in the outside world, right? And yet at a rave, I can almost guarantee you, and other veteran ravers will be able to confirm this, I hope. But at a rave, you meet all sorts of people for the very first time who pour their heart and soul out to you and give you like their whole life story and all their traumas and everything that's happened to them, all the bullshit in their life that like made them who they are today. And it's like, it's such a magical experience to see that, because we don't get that in the outside world, like I said. And it's this vulnerability amongst strangers that enables this true, like, this true human connection between people. And that's something that I really, really love and really enjoy about the scene. So with that, I'm gonna play you guys another song. My throat's kind of dry again, so I gotta take a break to drink some more water. But yeah, so this is called "Make Electro Great Again," and it's by Yultron. All right, we're back, everyone, and once again, you just heard "Make Electro Great Again" by Yultron. All right, so before that song, I was talking about, what was I talking about? I was talking about Plur and how it plays this really key role in in shifting our mindset, our default mindset that we grew up kind of adopting as our base setting. Peace, peace is like the main thing. And I'm just going to kind of recap what that peace, really embodies. So peace, it's this peace that comes from knowing that you're free to be whoever you are and express your innermost true self without any fear of being judged by others around you. It's this peace of mind that someone obtains when they let down all of their walls and feel, and they're able to feel completely free to just be who they are, truly, in their innermost self, instead of projecting this image of themselves that they think other people think that they're like. And that's something that, I really have come to love, that peace that I really, for me personally, I haven't been able to find that peace anywhere else, outside of the rave. It's something magical that I really think, for the most part, as far as I know, I'm not going to make a claim that it only happens at raves, okay? But as far as I know, in my personal experience for my own life, I've never been able to find that kind of peace outside the rave. And so in my mind, that peace is something that truly, can be found at the rave and nowhere else. Just from my personal experience, again. Like I have to clarify that, because I'm not trying to make some blanket statement as like the universal truth of life, right? But yeah, I really love that aspect of rave culture, and it's truly magical, and it's something that peace is one of the main reasons why I really wish everyone could at least try a rave just once in their life. Go to an EDM festival, and honestly, ideally you would go with a friend who has been, several times and knows what the scene is really about, and will teach you the ropes and kind of show you what it's all about. But I mean, if you don't have any friends that are into it, you should still go and check it out for yourself, by yourself. And I guarantee you, if you go to a rave by yourself, to an EDM festival specifically, I can't guarantee that the same thing will happen at like a smaller show, kind of like the Midas show that I was at last night. But I can guarantee you that at an EDM festival, if you go there on your own, you will not leave by yourself. By the end of the festival, you'll have made some amazing friends who you'll have made some amazing friends who you'll truly feel a real connection with, and you'll leave feeling super happy that you decided to take a chance and go on your own. So that's something that I encourage everyone to do. Like I said, ideally you would go with a friend who knows, but if you absolutely have to, totally go by yourself and see what it's like. Experience it for yourself. One of the best things, actually, one of my favorite things, is when I end up going on my own, talking to everybody and making friends. It's crazy too, because honestly, my closest friends will tell you that I am the most introverted person ever. Complete introvert. I'm an INFJ, for people who know what that is, on the Myers-Briggs type indicator. I'm an INFJ, super introverted, but when I go to raves, oh my god, all my friends will tell you that I just will not shut up. I will go up to like complete strangers and start talking to them, and I'm just like the friendliest, most extroverted, outgoing guy ever. Which is crazy to me, because as soon as I leave the rave, I'm back into my super introverted mode, and I'm not really talking to many people, and I'm just, off in my own little world. I love it. I love that aspect of the rave, and that it brings that out of me, and I really think that it stems from that peace. Like I said earlier, maybe my introversion is a product of not having that kind of peace in the outside world, and being fearful of approaching other people. I don't know, but within the walls of the rave, none of that fear exists, and I think maybe that's possibly why I become super introverted, and I just go up to random people and start talking to them and making friends. I love it. It's so good. Oh man, God, I don't know, my throat just keeps getting super dry. But let's see, I'm going to talk about I'm not going to talk about anything. I'm going to play you guys another song, actually. This one is by Griffin. Another really good song, actually. This song is so beautiful, guys. I encourage you guys to listen to the words as well as allow yourselves to get taken away by the music. But listen to the words. It's such a great song, and I love it. This one is called Nobody Compares to You, and it's by Griffin. All right. Such a beautiful song, guys. What'd I tell you? Again, that was Nobody Compares to You by Griffin. All right. So, we are talking about peace, right? The peace that we get at raves and plur and whatnot. And so I think really why it's such a effective thing that really changes people at their core. I personally believe I believe that at our deepest core as human beings, what we truly desire, even, well, I mean, there's basics, like we all desire safety, whatever, But honestly, I really think that at our deepest core, one of the things that we truly desire the most in life is to feel accepted. That's it. It's as simple as that. We just want to feel accepted by the people that we're around, you know. And so once we start to feel that acceptance, we let our guards down and we start to emerge as our real selves, you know, because like once you feel accepted by the people you're with, what point is there anymore of putting out a fake persona? Like, you know, if your friends, like, if you know that the friends that you associate with will love and accept you for who you are, regardless of who that person is, why would you continue to put up this fake self that you put up for everyone else? You know, and how can you call them your true friends if you continue to put forth that fake self? You know, because if people were your true friends, you would be yourself around them, and your true friends would accept that. Anyway, and the reason this is important, the reason why I'm talking about this, it's because it's through this real self that you present to your friends. It's through this real self that truly significant human connections are made. And oh my god, I just lost my train of thought mid sentence. This is really bad. Sorry, guys. Let's see. So, a point actually was brought up in the audience, that plur is, it's not something that you just put on for the rave. It's a lifestyle. You know, it's part of the rave lifestyle for sure. But plur goes further than that. It's not just something that you see at a rave. Yes, it's something that you encounter at a rave, and it's something that a lot of people experience for the first time at a rave. But that's part of my whole theme for tonight's episode is the transformative power of the rave, right? And part of that, hey Tony, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you being here. Part of that transformative power that the rave has is that if you're exposed to plur long enough in the rave, it starts to become, really embedded into who you are as a person. You start to really believe that, this is how human beings should be with each other. And so, a natural outcome of that belief that you gain is that you want to share that with everyone. Not just everyone at the rave, but you want to share that outside of the rave because you really have this, deep desire for everybody to operate from that, that frequency of peace, love, unity, and respect. Because like I've said in previous episodes, raves aren't this place that we go to take drugs and get fucked up and forget about the world. Raves are a place where we all come together and get a glimpse of what the world could really be like if everyone just loved and accepted each other. And it's not just, in fact, it's not just, a glimpse of the world that we get. We all come together at raves and we become co-creators, essentially, of this space, this magical space that we hold together. And it is us, each and every single one of us, that determines what that world inside the wall of the rave is going to be like. And so we all come together as human beings and we co-create this space of peace, love, unity, and respect. And that becomes our preview of what the outside world could look like, could be like, if all of us, every single one of us, not just at the rave, but, everybody outside, understood what plur is and truly operated by those values. And so that's something that I really can't stop talking about it, honestly. But I'm gonna have to stop talking about it for now because I'm gonna play you guys another song. So I'm not talking your ear off all night. This one is by Kazette, and it's called "Beam Me Up." All right. We are back. Once again, everyone, that was Beam Me Up by Cazette. So, I actually didn't see this in the audience chat on the Discord before the musical break, and so I wasn't able to answer this question. But this question was posed by Graylin in the audience chat, and he asked, but what if you let your guard down and people hurt you? How do you trust people again? And that's something, obviously, that's a very common fear that people have. And it's something that I honestly had feared in the past as well. I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but in my personal experience, in the past when I've dealt with worries like that, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought again. What is wrong with me tonight? So I think personally in my personal case, and like I said, this is just applying to me. I don't intend it to be like a blanket statement for everyone. In my case, I think just like really true full immersion in the rave and in Plur, and really kind of embedding that mentality into my head has helped me to overcome that fear that, oh, well, if I let my walls down, people are just going to fuck me over again and I'll get hurt, so I shouldn't do it. In fact, it's been the opposite. And actually, someone like, I let my walls down pretty like huge for one of my old friends who we had like a really major falling out and stuff, and he hurt me really bad. But in fact, it's through the rave scene that I held on to this grudge against him for the longest time because I was so pissed off about what he did to me and how he messed me up and screwed me over. And so I had like this really deep-seated kind of hatred for him for the longest time, I think. And it's through the power of the rave that I was really able to find, this sense of healing and true forgiveness towards this person. And ever since then, I've been able to really just, let my walls down for not for everyone, mind you, but, for people that I deem, worthy, quote unquote, of that. And so, I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of lost my train of thought again. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight, guys. I just keep on, my mind is going all over the place, and I'm losing my train of thought here. It's kind of embarrassing. This isn't a normal problem with me. But going back to the subject at hand now. So this whole thing about, feeling acceptance and presenting our true self and being at one with our true self and really, syncing back up with that idea, it really tends to have this kind of snowball effect among the people that we associate ourselves with, because if you really think about it, pretty much everyone hates the fakeness of society. It's one of these like unspoken truths that we all kind of like really know, but nobody really ever talks about. Everybody hates when people are fake. Always. And everybody in society, I think, really, really wishes that everyone could just be real with each other all the time. I think that's really another one of the, deep-seated desires of people in society today because of the society we live in. That's kind of like something that's been instilled into us. And so when we individually start operating from the real, it tends to have this kind of intoxicating effect on other people around us, and typically, I'm not saying that this happens all the time, obviously, but typically speaking, our realness then inspires those people that we're friends with to start being real as well, and then from that point, the cycle kind of just continues. The cycle continues through them because then they become real, not just with us, but with all the other people that they call their friends and the other people that they interact with. And, essentially that just continues going on and on and on until someday, pipe dream maybe, I don't know, but someday, hopefully, everyone can just start being real with each other. And then, that whole thing will lead to the transformation of this society that we live in as a whole. But like I said, it has to start on an individual level. It has to start from each and every single one of us. We have to do our part and be real with each other if we really want other people to be real. it's it's kind of like that cliche, timeless quote, be the change you wish to see in the world. Like, you really have to be real yourself if you want your friends and the people you associate with to start being real with you. I feel like that's kind of like a, once people start seeing that you're being real with them, they'll start to feel comfortable enough that they'll be like, oh, well, they've been nothing but real with me. Maybe it's time for me to start being real with them too. And so that's something that happens. It's something that I've seen happen with me and my friends and the people that I've been meeting. And so it's pretty sick. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna play you guys another song. This one is one of my favorite songs actually, and it's by Nero, which is one of my favorite acts in EDM as well. This one this one's actually gonna be kind of different from all the other songs I've played tonight, but this one is called "Crush on You," and it's by Nero. All right. Once again, everyone, that was Crush on You by Nero. One of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs by Nero. It's so good. Let's see. So, where was I? Before the break, I was talking about, being real with your friends, being real with yourself, first of all, and that'll be, that'll enable you to be real with your friends, and in turn, that'll inspire your friends to be real with you and to be real with everyone else. And so, in my personal experience, and the reason why I'm so certain of this for myself, not for everybody else, but for myself, in my personal experience, none of the people that I've become friends with since coming back to the rave scene, none of them have ever given me any reason to believe that they are not being their true selves. And because the person that I see at the rave is also the person that I see outside of the rave when we hang out. And so that's like the biggest indicator to me that yeah, my friends that I've made since coming back to the rave scene are real, and they're real human beings. They're being real with me at all times. And so, because they are, they're doing me the courtesy of being real with me, then I owe them at least that much to always be real with them as well. See, like I said earlier, it kind of snowballs like that. Like, once people find out that somebody, that one of their friends is being super real with them all the time, it really does have that kind of effect. Like, man, if they're going to be real with me, then I really should be real with them too. And that's something that, I really think that's something that'll happen if you start being real with all your friends. Just because that's been my experience, and like I said, I'm not trying to make a blanket statement that applies to everyone as like the cold hard universal truth, but I'd like to believe that if I'm experiencing it, and we're in this shared environment of the rave where we're all co-creating this this space with each other, I would really like to believe that my experiences and the lessons that I learn and whatnot are also the same kind of experiences that other people are having, and the same kind of lessons that other people are learning, because of that fact that we are in this shared space, and we are co-creating our reality within the walls of the rave. And so, that's what it's all about, guys. I love it. Let's see. I'm looking through the audience chat real quick. And seeing what people are saying, just in case I might have missed some questions and whatnot. I did notice that someone has been requesting music all night, and I haven't actually taken the time to address their requests. So M1, I'm really sorry, but I typically actually don't take requests on this show, because the process for playing music on MSP Waves Radio, we run all the songs that we play on the air through this database. And we have to find the songs that we play on the show have to be on that database, because we pay the artist. We like to make sure that the artists that we play on the radio get their money for the music that we play. And so I can't really search up songs in the middle of the show while everything's going on. So I typically come up with a playlist before the show, because I have to search for everything. And that's why I haven't been playing the songs that you've been requesting. So sorry about that. I just realized that I haven't even responded to your requests until now. So if there was any confusion, I wasn't ignoring you. I'm sorry. All right. So let's see. You know what? I'm going to play another song, I think. I think it's time. Soundwaves Photon, play Wicked Game. Every time. You know what, Soundwaves Photon? Because of you, I was haunted by that song for like a good week. And everywhere I went, I heard it playing. Every radio show here on MSP Waves that I listened to, I heard it being played. And like, it would play on YouTube out of nowhere. I'd hear it on the radio. One of my friends on Steemit made a post, and he covered that song that same week, and I was just like, what is going on? Why is this song haunting me? And finally, somebody in the deep end chat said it's because Soundwaves Photon requests it on every show. And so I was like, oh, okay. One of these days, though, Soundwaves Photon, I will find a version of that song, an EDM version of that song that is searchable in the database, and I will play it. One of these days. But without further ado, I'm going to play you guys another song. This one is called Oh, this is one of my favorite songs. Actually, my friend Warren actually showed me this song. It's by Slander, and it's called "Love Again." It's such a good song, guys. Listen to the words. It's so beautiful. But yeah, here it is, "Love Again" by Slander. Oh, man. Such a good song. We're back, guys. Again, you just heard Love Again by Slander. Oh, man. So we have like a little under half an hour left in the show. I just want to take this time real quick to thank everybody who's tuning in right now, because I see that a bunch of other people have popped into the audience chat. So Aggro is here. Thank you so much for being here. Sun Intrigue is here. Cope, Crimson Clad, The Ninja Simba 47, Graylin, Isaria is here. Woo! Thank you guys for being here. Jay Folkman, M1, Pashish Mena, Toriko's here. Yay! Fee Dizzle is in here. Rondon, Robo Raver, Sir Lunch the host, Sir Soundwaves Photon, Stacy Jean, and Swiss Clive. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your night to join me here. I hope you guys have been enjoying the music that I've been playing tonight, and I hope this discussion has been interesting for you all. Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for tuning in. So let's see. I just played Love Again by Slander. And so I really feel that like it's so important to talk about this kind of stuff, and it's like I said at the beginning of the show, I talk about this stuff all the time because I really, really want to combat these negative stereotypes about ravers and this stigma that's associated with raving, that we're all just a bunch of irresponsible kids who do a bunch of drugs and party our asses off and just forget about everything for a while, I really hey Gavin, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you being here. And so this is I personally believe that this is like very important work that I'm doing, and I hope that my message isn't falling on deaf ears or whatever, and I hope that people who tune in, whether you're a raver or not, I hope you're able to identify with the message that I share every week, and hopefully you're learning something about rave culture, and hopefully it's teaching you something, a thing or two about what it is that we really do and what really goes on at raves. So I was actually supposed to bring a guest on the air with me tonight, but the guest that I had lined up said that he couldn't get the Discord thing to work out for him, and so at this point I'm going to open it up to guests. We only have like a very short time, so if anyone in the audience chat right now is willing to come on the air and talk about your raving experience, let me know, and I'll drag you into the audio channel with me, and we can have a little chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking, I guess, and keep playing music for you guys. It's funny too because it's already like over half an hour into this second hour, and I try my best. I try my best to have the entire second hour open for guests. I really do. I swear. I know that's not really been my record every week, because I always, for whatever reason, I tend to go like way into the second hour with like the topic of discussion, and I don't know why it always happens, because whenever it's so weird, because whenever I'm planning the show out, when I'm coming up with the outline for the show, I always look at it and I'm like, man, how the hell am I ever going to fill out an entire hour of talking about this stuff? And it ends up, I always end up going way over. I don't know how it happens, but I don't know. Maybe I just get too passionate about the things that I talk about, and I end up going overtime. I really don't know, but I don't know. But anyway, like I said, you guys, if anybody wants to come on the air with me, that'd be cool. I'd really appreciate it. That'd be awesome. But otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking, and I don't know what else to say, guys. It's been an amazing journey so far for me since I came back into the raving scene. Those of you guys who haven't been tuning in from day one and don't really know my story about raving, this is the second time that I've been in the rave scene. The very first time I went to a rave, actually, I was still in the military, and I went to 2 raves while I was in the military, and that was it. But it wasn't until after I got out of the military that I started raving again. And that was like the very first time that I like was serious about the rave scene. But back then I didn't really know much about the rave scene. Like back then I was one of those people who thought that the rave scene was something that you went to go do drugs and get fucked up and forget about the world and party your ass off, right? And so that was my thing from like 2011 to 2013 or so. That was what I was raving for, was to forget about all my problems and forget about the world and, you know, just really have a good time and party my ass off. I was making candy and stuff and trading candy with people, but I didn't really know what Plur was, and I had no idea what it was about. I was just kind of doing it because I thought it was the cool thing to do, right? And it wasn't until I got back into the rave scene last year that I really discovered what Plur is. So I guess I have to preface that by saying that when I moved to Utah back in 2015, I got back into the scene. Well, not really, but I started going to shows again after I moved to Utah, and I would go to a show here and there every now and then, you know, but I still wasn't fully immersed in the scene as I am now today. I still didn't know what Plur was. I still, you know, didn't really understand the point of trading candy. I was just doing it because it was cool. I made a few candy pieces to trade, you know, but like I said, I still didn't quite fully understand what it was about. And so it wasn't until I went to EDC Las Vegas last year for the second time that my mind was blown, and I was transformed, honestly. I was reborn at EDC. That was where I discovered what Plur is. That was where I found out for myself, you know, everything that the EDM scene is really, truly about. And so ever since then, I've been going to festivals like nonstop almost. I've been to a festival almost every single month since EDC. I've missed out on a few, unfortunately. I really wanted to go to Dream State last year. That didn't happen. I really wanted to go to ABGT 250 last year. That didn't happen. But yeah, those were the two big ones that I missed last year that I was super, super bummed about. But yeah, for the most part, I've been going to a festival, you know, almost every month. And it's been such a huge healing experience for me. It's been such a transformative experience too. I've been learning so much, not just about raving, not just about, you know, Plur, but honestly about myself. I've been learning so much about myself as a human being and who I really am as a human being since I started going to raves again. And it's just, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because of the effect that it's had on me and in my life, and how, you know, I feel kind of almost actualized as a human being now because I'm so like connected and at one with myself and who I am on the inside. And I really, really believe that, you know, everybody can find that same kind of healing in this scene. And I really hope that, you know, I really hope that everybody checks it out at least once in their life and gives it an honest shot. You know, it's not for everyone, I guess, you know, but I really believe that people should at least give it a shot, give it a fair chance, you know. And yeah, I really love it. I love raving. I love this lifestyle that I've, you know, come into, and I love all the friends that I've been making since I came back into raving. Honestly, like every single person I've met since I've started raving again has been such a like integral part of my life now. I've really come to like fully believe and understand that saying that, you know, everything happens for a reason, and the people that we encounter in this life don't enter our lives just, you know, by random coincidence. It's the people that come into our lives are there for a very specific reason. We just, you know, it takes some time to figure out what that reason is, but you know, eventually looking back on the events in your life, you'll be able to piece two and two together and figure out like, oh yeah, that's why I had to meet them. But yeah, hey, thanks for tuning in, Kevin. I appreciate you being here. And so yeah, every single person that I've met has like, it's been so crazy that like it's just this chain effect of like, it's such a testament truly that we are all playing this role in each other's lives, and every tiny little interaction that we have with each other can set the stage for something even bigger, because like, for instance, my whole rave fam situation, me finding this rave fam now, and being accepted into this amazing group of human beings who like, oh my god, I have so much love for these people, honestly, and I've only known them for such a short time, and I'm still kind of getting to know these people, and I'm still getting to know them better, and they're still getting to know me better. But I have so much respect and admiration and love for all these people, because it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. The effect that they've had on me has been like something, has been like nothing I've ever been able to find elsewhere in another group of people, and so but I started talking about that because like, so it all started with me breaking off from my best friend, who I always go to raves with. I've gone to every single rave with almost since Global last year. I finally decided to kind of separate from him at Decadence last year, and I walked into the crowd after breaking apart from him, and I just so happened to come upon my now friend Michael, who was a complete stranger to me that night when I met him, and we just we started talking, we became friends, and we really like, we decided that, yeah, you're cool, like let's hang out sometime, and we did hang out after the rave, and we started to get to know each other, and he invited me to go to Electric Forest, which I've been wanting to go to Electric Forest for like forever, for years and years, ever since the first time I was in the rave scene. And he was really like selling it heavy on me, that one time that we hung out after Decadence, and I was just like, I was kind of non-committal at first. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, that sounds really cool, like I would really love to go. I don't know if I'm gonna go yet, but it's definitely something that I'll consider. And we kept chatting after that, and he eventually convinced me to go, and I was like, all right, yeah, let's go, I'll go with you and your friends. And so he added me to the little group chat that they had, and people started talking to me, and I started getting to know people in the group, and then they started adding me on Facebook, and we all started coming together, and like, it's just this really cool thing, because I like hanging out with individual people in the rave fam. I'm really starting to learn that I have so much in common with so many of these people, and I can really like identify with them, and they can like identify with me, and it's such an amazing feeling, to know that everything started from me meeting a stranger because I took a chance and decided to, to get separated from my best friend, and meet new people, and it's amazing. But yeah, I've been talking for a while, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna play you guys some music now. This is a song by Cash Cash, who was recently here in Salt Lake City, actually, for a Therapy Thursdays. Therapy Thursdays, by the way, is put on by V2, which is an amazing production company, and they put it on every Thursday at Sky SLC. And yeah, it's really good. But anyway, this is a song called Surrender by Cash Cash. It's really good. Check it out. Oh, yeah. See, once again, guys, I got so absorbed in that song that I forgot that it was over. Anyway, so, oh my god, I don't even remember what I was talking about before I played that song. Oh, this is so bad, guys. My mind is just all over the place tonight. I remember that I was going over my festival experiences and how amazing my rave fam is. Yes, I was talking about how like everything is connected and whatnot, and how me coming back into the rave scene has really like reinforced that truth about life, that we are all connected and everything happens for a reason and we all meet each other for a reason. And I love it. I love it so much. Like, it's one of the most fascinating things about the human experience, honestly, for me, is that we really are all a part of each other's lives and we're all so connected. And I wish that everyone in the world could really see this and understand it and operate from that frequency, you know. And that's something, that's why I wish everyone could go to a rave, and because I feel like raves are really where you see that in action. Because I've had so many crazy synchronistic moments and synchronistic meetings with people at raves, and it blows my mind, the people that are in my life now that have become such significant people in my life, who were once just a random stranger that I met at a rave. You know, it's so crazy, so crazy. Let's see. So, I'm just going over the audience chat real quick. People are having fun chatting up in the audience. And I see that there's so many people here right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, seriously, I really appreciate you being here tonight. This is by far the most people I've ever seen, I think, in the audience chat for my show here, through the Discord. So I really do appreciate you guys all being here tonight and checking out my show and giving it a fair shot. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the discussion that I've been having tonight. Unfortunately, it's been a solo discussion because my guest couldn't get his audio to figure it out tonight. But yeah, hopefully the things that I've been talking about have been at least interesting for you guys. You guys are all awesome. I will. Yeah, I have to express that to you guys. Like, you guys are such great people, and I can't say that enough. You know, but yeah. So we're coming up on the end of the show. Actually, we have like about 7 minutes to go, and so, God, this is the part of the show usually where I ask my guests, like, you know, to give his final shout outs and stuff. But since I have no guest tonight, I'm just going to give my shout outs, I guess. And so I'm just going. So the Ninja Simba 47 would like to guest next week. Absolutely, dude. I would love to have you on the show next week. That would be awesome. Yeah. So looks like I just set up a guest for next week. So thank you. That takes a lot of pressure off my shoulders, because, like I said in previous episodes, one of the most stressful aspects of this show and one of the hardest things to do is find guests every week. So I'm looking forward to finally chatting up with you next week. So yeah, I'm just gonna go down the list of people in the audience tonight one last time to say thank you guys personally, because I really do appreciate you guys being here. So Aggro, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that you're here. Asan Intrigue, Breeze, Cope, Crimson Clad, the Ninja Simba 47, Free Tissues, Graylin, Isaria, Jay Folkman, M1, Nathan K, Peshish Mena, Toriko, Fee Dizzle, Rondon, Robo Raver, Sea Blue, Sir Lunch the host, Soundwaves Photon, Stacy Jean, and Swiss Clive. You guys are all awesome, and I really appreciate that you took the time to be here with me for these past 2 hours tonight. I love it. You know, you guys are great, and the fact that you guys have been like super active in the audience tonight, I really appreciate that. You've given me a lot of stuff to interact with and to respond to, so I really appreciate that as well. And so lastly, I would also definitely want to say thank you again to Global Cop and Rondon and all the station managers at MSP Waves Radio for allowing me to have this show and for supporting my efforts every step along the way. I would not be here today if it weren't for you guys, and I would not be as comfortable speaking on the radio if it hadn't been for all your help in those early days when I was basically a wreck when I first started. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, I really, really do appreciate you guys so much. And oh my god, I had something. Oh, right. So before I play this final song, I just want to say again, check out the music of Mitis, Mitis. That was the show that I went to last night, and it is amazing. And I feel like if you check it out, you're gonna end up loving that music. I really feel that Midas needs a lot more exposure because his music is definitely worth hearing, as well as Prism and as well as Party Nails actually, and also Trivecta. Check all of those check all of those artists out, guys. And then also before I forget, if you guys aren't busy doing anything after this show, coming up next is Menno and his Songwriter Shop Talk. I think that's what it's called. He always has amazing people on his show, and it's always a good time, so go check it out. And without further ado, this is the end of my show. So thank you once again for being here tonight with me. I'm going to now play the song that I love to end my shows with. This is a song that I really believe encompasses the EDM spirit, and this is called Ordinary Life, and it's by The Prophet. Thank you guys so much.